fourth. LeVar Scott to the inside of Cole Raz. They fight for that fourth spot at a turn 4.
Cole Raz leads the charge in that middle and second lane. However, it's only in a side-by-side battle for the number 4 spot. Strength and numbers in the draft here today has been at the bottom side of the racetrack. They flash by the start-finish line. 18 laps go on the board.
Cole Raz right now just trying to stop the bleeding as he's faded back into the number 6 position. Hasn't got a ton of drafting help as now Tim Richmond will go to his left elbow. Richmond looking to move underneath him, but Raz will slam the door into the low line.
Gonna jam it down in line off of turn 2.
Trouble, turn 2. Cletus McFarland up into the wall. Amber Balkin piles in from behind. The backstretch is littered. A hard hit down into the inside. Safer barrier for Craig Bracken. He gets hit again and turned again into the inside wall. 2 vicious licks for Craig Bracken into the inside retaining walls. The safety crews are in there virtually as quickly as the car comes to a stop. That was a scary wreck for Craig Bracken here in turn 2.
Caution flag number 3 flies, and right now all eyes are on turn 2 for a multi-car crash. We'll recap it in a moment as Lawless Allen continues to lead. Third caution flag is flying over the field here at Daytona. Multi-car crash, several cars crashing and colliding, hard impacts. We will recap it for you when we return from Daytona International Speedway. This is the Motor Racing Network, the voice of NASCAR. Back at Daytona International Speedway, working caution flag number 3 of Ride the Dente 200 for a hard crash that took place in front of you, Dave Moody. We're just getting a glance at it on NASCAR TV here on the main straightaway. There were some hellacious shots in this crash.
Yes, and unfortunately, at least 2 of them belong to Craig Bracken. I've seen some hard hits out here in turn 2. He went nose first into the inside safer barrier, ricocheted back up onto the runoff area, and got labeled again and went back into the inside wall for another equally hard hit. The second one hurts more because all of that infrastructure in the nose of the car that absorbed the impact the first time is no longer there for the second hit. That was a pair of big dingers for Craig Bracken.
Yeah, Craig Bracken, just a hard shot down there, and safety personnel tending to him. You know, he's a Canadian. He's raced a lot of stock car races in Canada and obviously here in the Arca Menard series. He made his Arca debut at Berlin Raceway in Marne, Michigan, all the way back in 2002. And it's been a tough go here in Daytona. And again, we hope he's going to be okay. Safety personnel virtually on the scene as that car came to a complete stop.
We talk about Cletus McFarland being involved. He owns the Freedom Factory over in Bradenton, Florida. That's southeast of Sarasota. That's the old DeSoto Speedway. Of late, he and Greg Biffle have been running helicopter shuttles back and forth to western North Carolina to tend to the hurricane victims there. Cletus McFarland is a YouTube content creator with millions and millions of followers. When he puts a video up, millions of people watch it. He tried his hand at Arca Racing, and obviously, Alex, today he has had quite the handful. Good news is, though, he has just climbed from his car on the backstretch. He will be headed to the care center shortly.
He was involved in crash number 2 when they came up off of turn number 4. He was just chugging along, minding his own business, and Amber Balkin lost control of her car, clipped him in the left rear. He went for a wild spin, but never hit the wall, and the only contact was just slightly on the left rear corner of his car. The team buttoned him up, changed the general tires, sent him back out on the racetrack, and sadly this time Amber Balkin lost control of her car in the middle of turns 1 and 2, and that's where the hard contact came from Cletus McFarland, ending his day. Let's go to Alan Cavana again. Sadly, he's back there again at the Advent Health Care Center.
And I'm with Kyle Steckley, who was actually involved in that second caution that we've had. Good to see you out. First of all, are you okay? That was a while there in the care center.
Yeah, I'm all good. It was a hard hit, but just unfortunate place, wrong time. So Amber hit the apron there, shot up into my teammate, and came back across the track. So took a pretty hard lick, but just headed for the Rhett Jones Racing guys who worked hard all week and gave me a really good car. I wish we could have qualified and maybe put us in a bit better spot, but you know, I got to thank APC Auto Parts Centers, Pennzoil, all the other people who helped me out from back home to get down here and race at Daytona. Is really cool, but hopefully we'll be back for more in the future.
This was your first run at Daytona in this car, something like this. What'd you make of the racing?
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, a lot of guys are inexperienced, and it puts a little chaos in it when you start off owner's points and everyone's all over the place. So we avoided the first one, and we worked our way to the front there, but then after that, it went downhill there when Amber got into the apron. So I was just trying to be patient, leave room there, because she was pushing pretty hard, but I think that's just part of Daytona racing, and super thankful I got to come out here and race. Just wish it would have lasted a little longer.
Kyle Steckley, okay, but frustrated.
One of 20 drivers involved in a crash here at Daytona before lap 20. Let's pause 10 seconds for station identification on the Motor Racing Network. Menard Series racing today at Daytona International Speedway. It is the season opening ride, the Dente 200 Motor Racing Network on hand with live flag-to-flag coverage. We welcome you to the World Center of Racing. Mike Bagley alongside Alex Hayden. Dave Moody is covering the action in turn 2. Kyle Rickey at the end of the backstretch. Tim Kettle-Femo in turns 3 and 4. Pit and garage coverage today comes your way from Steve Post, Chris Wilner, and Alan Cabana. We have only completed 22 laps. We have been slowed 3 times for caution for big crashes here at the World Center of Racing.
Yeah, we have. The first one came out on lap number 4 when Cody Dennison lost control of his car. That triggered a multi-car crash, some 10 to 12 cars involved. The next caution on lap number 12 when Amber Balkin clipped the apron, collected Kyle Steckley and Cletus McFarland. This next caution on lap 18, it was Amber Balkin losing control of her car between turns 1 and 2. That collected Cletus McFarland again, Craig Bracken, Takuma Koga, and Becca Monopoly.